Hello. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. I'm so excited. Today we are channeling messages from your highest self. And let me be clear, it is no mistake that you have found your way to this tarot card reading. There are tens of thousands of tarot card reading channels out there on YouTube right now. And your highest self has led you to this pick a card reading for a reason. Now, your highest self is the highest aspect of your soul that still resides in and is connected to divine source energy. And it knows exactly what you need to know and hear in this reading today. So with that, I'm just going to say, take a nice deep breath, let go. I got you. I've been doing it for 17 years. I got you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so Spirit, what card represents our group number 1? Now I'm going down in here and we have the birthing card. Okay, so there's something coming to fruition here. Don't know. I feel like I'm right in here for group number 2. We have the frequency shift card. So changes. And group number 3, right here. We have the shifting card. Now I have to say, for choices, it's interesting. The shifting card is more talking about shifts, changes happening in the physical. Frequency shift is more changes happening for you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. Okay. And then the birthing card is about doing things out here in the world, starting something, just so you have the idea. So this is group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. And as always, timestamp is in the description, and you can always choose more than one pile. I am going to get us started in the reading. Hi, Group 1. Okay, for those of you who have chosen the birthing card for your pile, this one is pretty interesting. I was surprised to see this come out because with this card, it's talking about you having something, either an idea or a business or a project, a creative endeavor, something that you're ready to create or literally give birth to out here in the world. Now, you could already be at the beginning stages of getting it out there, or it's just sitting there in the concept idea. But the biggest message with this card, besides saying, you've got this, go for it. Like, if you are second doubting yourself in any way, second guessing yourself, I'm going to say you need to cut that out, okay? Because the biggest message with this card is that everything has its own gestation time, right? A baby takes 9 months. Elephants take something like 12 months. Everything has its own time. And so there's something about not rushing this process, because you want to give birth to a big, fat, juicy, healthy baby, right? You don't want this premature baby that needs oxygen and all of the other life support maneuvers just to keep it going. And so there's a big message here about really taking your time and allowing this process to unfold. But I have a feeling there's more to this going on, because I feel like there's almost like I see like puzzle pieces almost. And I feel like there's some sort of clarity in some area. It's going to be different for each of you that you need. Okay. So there's been a bit of conflict, apparently. And let's see. Okay. I see what Spirit's saying here. Now, the first one to come out beside this was the Storm card. So that tells me two things. Either there's been some chaotic events some disturbing events. Usually it's quite emotional that has been going on either around this project that you have, or idea, or business. I don't know what to call it because it's different for each of you, but you know what I mean. It's either directly around that, or that life has been chaotic. And so you've had to redirect, refocus your energies onto taking care of, this fire over here, all these little burning fires, and trying to take care of them and put them out. And so that's why they're talking about the storm. But the biggest thing with that is it's talking about a clearing of energy. So whether that is just in personal life and life matters, or directly around the situation here with what it is that you are wanting to move forward with, Spirit is trying to say, your highest self is trying to say, that for whatever reasons that are beyond our understanding or knowing, that it was important for these things to kind of come to a head, because that it's like the thunder and lightning, and that boom, that crash, that lightning is what breaks up the ions in the air and clears the air. And there has been or is coming a clearing up of energies. And how beautiful that this is the card that they chose to come out with it. Because this love card, I feel like one part of it is saying, this is about you kind of coming back after this tumultuous event or events, and coming back into center, back into your heart, because you see this looks like a globe, and in this particular fractal, this is like a glowing heart from it. And this card directly talks about you being a light for this world, and really allowing yourself from your heart in a way that is true and authentic for you to allow your light to shine, because your love is your gift to this world. And sometimes we have a little bit of work to get from unstable to the stable, to really feeling confident about our abilities and gifts as we move forward in this. And I do feel like there is that, I want to say, element of trust going on in this. But I feel like a part of this is also saying that this is about you trusting your heart, using your heart as that compass to guide you. Even if you feel like, I don't know, is this the right choice? Your highest self is saying this is the way to go. That as long as you are operating from down in here, from this heart center, you are on the right track. Okay? Now, I feel like we're going to get out these guys now. I feel like we have a little bit more to clarify here, because there's more going on. Like I said, I saw these puzzle pieces as soon as I started the reading for you guys. So, okay, highest self, can you give us more to this picture, more to the understanding, and that trust? Remember I was saying with the trust? And we have the courage card. And let's see what we have. We're down in here. There it is. Courage and beginnings, which absolutely. So I feel like they're kind of saying with this that, actually I'm going to move these down here, that this beginnings, what you are giving birth to, is a new start for you. It's a new path, a new venture. And even if you've been doing something similar to this in the past, you're going to be doing this in a different way. And the reason I say that is because the love card is saying that you're going to be guided more from your internal, and I want to say the internal meaning from source, being directly guided in what to do. But I feel like they're also talking about new beginnings after this storm. And I feel like that's why when I was saying that confidence and trust, that's why the courage card has come out, which completely makes sense. Because I feel you guys are almost, what's that term? Gun shy, a little bit hesitant to get moving after having these bumps in your road. You're almost like, okay, I've been 4x4ing over life, trying to get through this to get to where I'm going to do what I'm here to do. But I keep ending up with these bumps. And they're saying, like, you need to trust this process because you're coming into a new beginning, a new path. And, it's about quieting down the chatter of, do you remember the past? You saw what happened in the past? And as long as your mind is keeping you hooked into that, it's hard to find the courage to move forward. But when you have this feeling of fear and insecurity, it kind of tells you that you are heading in the right direction because it's new. It's a totally new way of you not just expressing yourself, but a new way of you being out here. And I feel like whatever this is that you guys are doing, this is divinely guided. It absolutely is. And sometimes it takes a little bit to really trust that this new path is the right path, right? Like you're almost like standing at the precipice, the very beginning, going, ooh, should I take this one or should I go there? And they're saying, no, you head exactly where you're going. Now, I do want to get out some charms. We're going to do some tarot cards, but I feel like this is going to give us more of a direction on what's going on here. So we'll give it a stir. And I want to take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I've got to take it. I wasn't going to, but it's a Pegasus. Okay. So I feel like that Pegasus is, that's like the cousin to the unicorn, and it's flying. And that Pegasus is, the freedom of spirit, to be like horses are spirit. They are life. They are determination and moving forward and freedom, really being yourself. And that Pegasus with the wings is like as high as you can go. So I feel like they're talking about a new perspective, because as you rise, and I feel like they're talking about rising in what this is that you're here to do, and rising in perspective over things that have happened in the past. It's going to give you that perspective where you can go, okay, I really am just going to pull up my big girl or big boy panties and brave it and soldier forward. I'm just going to go. And what's interesting is we have our little hand here, which is, like warding off evil. And I don't feel like it's not about evil or good and bad. It's more about giving you that feeling of protection, almost like that Archangel Michael energy, coming in, where spirit kind of puts you in this, I want to say, loving energy bubble where there's a bit of a buffer between you and the world. Now, what's interesting is we have the cat, and felines. Cats are representative of course, divine feminine energy, but especially intuition, having 9 lives. And, if we're talking about new beginnings, this is like, I don't know what life number you're on, but you're starting fresh. This is a new fresh start and a new life. But I feel like a lot of this message is really about trusting your inner voice, not disregarding if you get any red flags with people or situations. Listen to that. Honor that, right? Honor what your deepest gut is telling you in all these situations coming up. And I feel like I need to say over the next 4 to 6 months, especially. And it looks like there's some travel in the cards or in the charms for you guys, because we have the Eiffel Tower. And that one is very much about new cultures, new places, travel, experiencing things in a different way. It's almost like seeing things with new eyes in a way. And I just want to point out that we have the Storm card, which talks about the thunder and lightning to clear the situation. And then we have the Eiffel Tower, which we all know is like this great big lightning attracting rod. So it's almost like bringing this power and into you, into your life, like defibrillation, bringing you back to life. And we have the 2 hearts, which goes right along with this love card, because I do have to say this does give me the feeling between these two that there is some sort of fresh start romantically that is also coming in here. And I feel like they're talking about a support for you in some way. Okay, so I'm just going to get out the dice. And as far as what new energy is coming in, I just wanted to do our astrological sign here. Ooh, okay, so we have Scorpio energy. So this person, whoever they're referring to, they could be a sun or moon sign Scorpio. However, they could have Scorpio traits. And you know what? As soon as I said that, I could hear some of you go, oh, Scorpios fool around and da-da-da. No, that's the unbalanced, unhealthy expression of Scorpio. Scorpio tends to be quite loyal when they are expressing their highest or positive attributes. And they're also very deep. Like Scorpio does not like to sit on the surface. This is a deep, heartfelt connection. And usually it's deeply, I want to say like not just a physical attraction, but, an emotional, psychological, where you guys really understand each other. There's a lot of personal growth work energy that goes along with that. So Spirit, I want to ask, like, for this whole thing, how many months? I was feeling between 4 and 6. And we have a 7. Oh, no, it's a 1. So sometime within a month, there's going to be some sort of movement on the path of what this is that you are working on and building, or within a month of connecting into the circles of people who are going to bring in this relationship energy. Now, we're not done. We need to find out more, because Spirit is spilling the beans. Your highest self is spilling the beans. What more does group 1 need to hear? What more? Oh, beautiful. Oh my God. That's beautiful. Okay. I bumped everything out of the way. And no, yeah, I'm up here. Where am I? Right there. And we have the 6 of shells. Sentiment. Okay. Sentimental and joy. So I do want to start with this World card, because it does talk about celebration, fulfillment. With that World card does come travel. So I feel like in one way they are backing up this travel charm that was coming in here. The other thing with the World is that it talks about the completion of, like, it's literally one of the meanings I had learned years ago was it's the final puzzle piece in completing the puzzle. And it's making me giggle because that's what I was saying was coming in with this reading. So I feel like intuitively what they are talking about is you really coming into this feeling of, okay, this is my it. This is the path that I was meant to be on. This really is what I've been meant to do. And I feel like for many of you, it will be somehow working with intuition. Absolutely. But I do want to say there is a possibility for some of you that this heart and love thing could be some sort of working like in a business collaboration or something with a business partner or, work partner. But this one really says you're just in this lull period right between the completion of the old and the beginning of the new. So take this time. This is the time you are going to be needing for catching your breath. Now, what's interesting is they have this 6 of shells, and a lot of the time there can be there's a lot of playful kind of energy that comes in with this. One of the big messages is sometimes people from the past end up coming back into our lives. And I want to say, if that is the case, this would be somebody who is much more healed or, at par with you than maybe they had been in the past. But the big thing with this is that there's a lot of reminiscing that goes on here, like looking back at your past, reevaluating. Sometimes there's a longing. And I feel like that's what I was saying about talking about your past and the bumpy road, and you keep looking back. And I feel like a part of that message is saying it's about no longer looking back, but like knowing that you have the people and support from spirit that you need to move forward in confidence. And I just want to point out also that we have joy and celebration, 2 words that are very beautiful and powerful. Okay. And shells represents cups. So this is in the area of the heart. And I feel there's just a lot more contentment that comes in with this reading. Now I'm going to get out this is my bag of quotes, because I feel like there's a message in here. I just need one. And let's see what we have here. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt within the heart. Aww, how beautiful is that? Okay, maybe we will put that here. Okay. And, I honestly can't think of any saying that would be more appropriate for your reading, because this is not just about relationship in your heart, but like really coming into a life that is, I keep using the word authentic for you guys, because I feel like things are lining up for you and your highest self is just kind of trying to give you the love, support, and encouragement to detach from your past, to look forward to this new beginning and new start in a life, rebuilding this part of your life in a way that really fulfills you. So trust yourself, and take action. That's why the Courage card is here. Hey, Group 1, I just finished doing Group 3's reading, and oh my goodness, Group 1 and Group 3, they are sister readings. If you enjoyed your first reading, I really want to send you over to go watch Group number 3, because there's even more information for you in there that I know you're going to be happy you watched it. So I'll see you over there. And as always, I love you. Mwah. I can't wait to see you next week. Take care. Hi, Group 2. Okay, so you guys have chosen the frequency shift card, which this one is talking about some sort of change coming up. Oftentimes it ends up being a change in perspective, a change in mindset, along with an energetic shift. And that frequency shift is talking about a uplifting, like this is a leveling up of your energy. And when that happens, you usually end up finding that your you're amplifying at a greater capacity, that your energy is reaching people in a much more profound way. You have a deeper impact on other people. But with that card, they're also saying, so, you guys are going to be leveling up. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer for the hardware inside to catch up. And what I mean by that is you could experience some sort of like little neurological things like, tingling or weirdness in your body. You could have fatigue, feeling tired, and then going to bed and maybe not being able to go to sleep once you're in there. Just some weirdness. And I'm going to say just to be okay with that over the next few weeks. And I want to say at least 5 to 8 weeks, so about, up to 2 months, because there's a lot of adjustment that has to happen in the physical when our energy bodies are leveling up. Okay. Now, what else? Highest self. What else does group 2 need to know about? What are the important messages for them right now? Mediumship. Interesting. And we have sexuality. Okay. All right. I'm just going to call this one out as I see it. They are talking about the physical and the spiritual, both things going on here. So I feel like with that sexuality card, this can go either 2 ways. Sometimes it comes out when we've kind of pushed away the physical aspects of ourselves and have resided too much in the spiritual. You're like, no, I'm shutting that down. I don't want anything to do with that. And, a part of your being here in this human skin suit is to have all the experiences of being human, which includes your sexuality, because that is an energy, that is a power, that is a part of what you came in here to experience. And then for others, it's actually the flip, where it's been a lot of focus more on the carnal and the physical and being in this, and kind of forgetting the self and the higher purpose. And a lot of the time, I do need to mention this, when we're involved in particular relationships, we get sucked down into lower consciousness of the person we're with, instead of being up in this higher elevated state that we might have been when we first met them. And so your highest self is talking about a balancing of these 2 energies, because we have this spiritual card on one side and this very physical carnal card on the other. And with that mediumship card, I do need to say, there is an energy that comes in with this card of some of you maybe possibly feeling like you don't have it anymore. You aren't attractive. You aren't what people are looking for. And I need to say, in that area of self-confidence, you are not too old. You are not too chubby. You are not too thin. You are not too anything. That you, the way you are, is exactly what your highest self chose for you. This body is what your highest self chose for you. And I'm telling you, it might not seem possible from the perspective that you're at right now, but I'm telling you, there are people who are physically, emotionally, and mentally fully attracted to you as the whole package, no matter your age, your size, your color, your height. It doesn't matter. There's always a beautiful counter person energy who is attracted to who and what you are. Okay? I just needed to say that. Okay, back to the mediumship card. So with that card, you can see in this fractal, it's like a mirrored energy of two sides coming together. So with this mediumship card, it could literally be talking that you guys in group 2 are coming into this higher frequency energy and, opening up that intuitive channel of connecting, like these are two sides coming together, connecting more with spirit. And that can be in the form of channeling or doing channeled writing, doing intuitive work, reading cards, even energy work. Whether you're aware of it or not, when you're doing energy work, there are energies, beings who are working with us, whether you're aware of it or not. And so, more so than just mediumship, this card is talking about this closer bonding and understanding that's coming through with guides, ascendant masters, higher beings who are working with you on different dimensional levels. Okay. Now I want to get out this one because, okay, highest self, we need some more explanation about what the sexuality card is talking about. Okay, and let me get in it. Kundalini. Oh, there. It just came to me. Sorry. Okay. For those of you who feel drawn to working and activating Kundalini energy, I really want to encourage you to do that, because ultimately Kundalini is root chakra energy running up, activating, opening, with the ultimate end goal of activating the pineal gland, which is, true enlightenment. And so I understand now. I don't have a Kundalini card in my fractal art cards. That's why it's in there. Got it. But my previous statement still stands true. Okay, so where am I going? I'm down here. The energy's in here. But I feel like we're right. There we go. This one. Fun. Okay. And what else do we need to know? Highest self. And this is the card I want. These guys don't slide very well. Soul healing. Beautiful. Okay. That makes sense to me. Now I'm just trying to get these under here. That makes sense to me because, like I was saying with that mediumship card, that even when you're doing energy healing, you're still working with these higher beings. And I understand why that soul healing has come out, that this whole energy of Kundalini, working your spiritual growth, working your personal growth work, everything that you guys have been doing, because it really does feel like you guys are very dedicated to your spiritual development, as well as just trying to be good human beings, and I feel like with that fun card coming out, it's kind of backing up the other message that I had with that sexuality, like that it is about enjoying your time of being incarnated, feeling nice fabrics and smelling the flowers and having wild, crazy, fun sex. It's the whole package deal. And I feel like they're talking about, as you come through this soul healing, I want to say that this is something that you definitely chose to work on before you came here. And that through that, it's kind of like a healing of whether that's past lives, old karmic patterns, things like that. And really coming into this elevated energy. There's a lot of freedom that comes with this card, and really feeling like, I feel my connection with spirit in this. So that's quite profound and quite beautiful. Now, the other thing I want to do here is I want to get us out some charms. So I'm just going to dig deep, and I only want 4. 1, That's a letter. I don't want the letters. We want 1, 2, 3, and let's go 4. Okay. And I think that this is okay. Okay, I'm giggling that we have a bunny rabbit because, rabbits like to procreate. And so, there is something about you guys getting your mojo on in the physical. Like, and that doesn't mean, I'm not saying, oh, go out and have sex. I'm saying feel your mojo. Wear something nice, whether you're man or woman or whatever you identify with. It doesn't matter. Like dressing in a way that you feel attractive and taking the time to, do your hair in some sort of way. If you wear makeup, put it on. And like wear the energy of feeling good about yourself. It's about feeling good about yourself. But the other thing with that rabbit is, it brings me back to The Matrix, the movie The Matrix, and they're like, follow the white rabbit. And I feel like when they're talking about a spiritual development and this higher leveling up, that when you come across things like videos, readings, books, learning about some of these things that may be a little bit more obscure, whether they are having to do with different spiritual techniques, whether I'm just trying to throw examples like some sort of quantum healing or tantric energy, not sexual, tantric energy work, things like that, like things that are unusual. I want you to follow the trail of things that are leading you down paths, because there's a lot of wisdom energy that comes in here with that. And I'm saying that because we have the toothpaste, and the toothpaste teeth represent wisdom. And a lot of the time, if you have dreams about losing your teeth, it can be feeling there's things going on about your wisdom teeth. And so that's why I'm talking about that, because I feel like there is this higher level wisdom energy coming in here with you guys. And then we have the flower, and that is truly about blossoming opening energy. That's what's happening here. And that's coming in leaps and bounds because we have the frog. The frog, frogs generally don't walk. In general, they hop. And so this is about leaps forward. So I feel like you guys are making these big growth, progress, and steps in your development, in your spiritual connection, and in your life. Because I feel like you're kind of leaping into like a new way of experiencing your real world out here and the real inner world in here. It's got that twofold energy coming in. So I'm just going to move those out of the way so that we can get our tarot cards. Okay, Spirit, what else does our group 2 need to know about? Can you give us some specifics? Let us know. What do they need to know? Okay, we've got the 9 of Crystals, which truly is about security and building a net. Oh my goodness. And we have the Strength card. Okay. So we have a Trump card coming in here, which just says, it kind of describes the level of the energy of your reading, honestly. And that Strength card is about realizing, learning, understanding that you have the ability not to just endure, but triumph. Like, I want to add the word triumph in that. This isn't just enduring for no reason. It's enduring to triumph in the end. And like, what a magnificent creature. So if you guys are into animal totems, I strongly suggest you look up elephant, okay? Along with that, we have, that's an 8, a number 8, and then we have the 9 of Crystals. But I want to say 8 is very much a materialistic sort of number. It's very much around your power, your empowerment. money, manifesting, success, that sort of thing. And that energy is also coming in here. So I feel like with the tarot cards, Spirit's pulling out another level of your reading. And with that, the Nine of Crystals, it really is about building a type of security in your life, like, building your nest, if you want to put it in that way, where it takes time and it takes a lot of dedication to do this, but that in that you have this sense of security where you feel like, I can just relax, I can let down my guard, and I can just be. But with the Nine of Crystals, because the crystals represents pentacles, this is also a abundance, money, physical world issue things that this is talking about. And it uses, in this deck anyway, it uses the spider because it's actually talking about you can catch an abundance in your web. And what they're talking about, the word abundance is even on the card. I didn't realize that. Is that it's through your own two hands, through your own work. And so I feel like this is also a very strong part of the message, like that even though you've done the work, I feel like they're talking about, and coming into this place where you start to see the results of that, and you can actually, start to enjoy the fruits of your labor and enjoy what it is that you have done and worked on in the past. So this isn't solely just spiritual. Like, we've got such a beautiful balance of both energies going on. So I just want to reach in here, and I'm trying to shake them up. I've got a big one. I don't want to let it go. Okay. So this is a quote to go with our reading. Where I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left, and I could say, I used everything you gave me. Wow. Okay. I feel like that just so applies to what this was saying with the fun, that fun part. I used every bit of talent you gave me. And, that is such a beautiful message to go along with your reading, because this is about you using every bit of you in all your aspects, in your intuitive connection, in your physical life, in manifesting abundance. You guys are the creator souls. You truly are. And it's about not wasting a moment. It's about utilizing every single one of them. So each night when you go to bed and you lay your head down, you go, okay, I gave it my all today, right on. And when you are taking your last breaths on this planet, you will also say the same. I gave it my all. I used everything. Wow. So you guys are definitely here for fulfillment in every way. If you liked your reading, please do sprinkle some love on the like button. As always, I love you. I cannot wait to see you again next week. Mwah! Take care and subscribe if you aren't subscribed. See ya. Hi, Group 3. Okay, so you guys chose the shifting card, and that says that however things have been up to this point, things are about to change. And a lot of the time, what it's talking about is that as things begin to change, your foundation of your life is also changing. So these aren't like superficial little changes. With that shifting card, these are big changes, important changes. So they could be in big relationship changes, career, moving, Like, we're going to dive into this deeper and find out exactly what they're talking about. But the big point with this card is, as that foundation changes, you might be feeling like, whoa, the ground is shaking, everything's shifting and moving, and I feel like I can't find my footing. And so it's like your highest self just started off with a bang and said, hey, things are going to feel unstable for this next little while. And I feel like even as I say that, I'm getting like the 5 months. I feel like you know what? Okay, where's my dice here? I want to see. Okay, Spirit, about how long is this shifting process happening here? 4. Okay, I'm going to say between 4 to 5 months of maybe things not feeling completely steady, and to be okay with that, because whatever way this is shifting, it's for the best and for the better for you. Okay, absolutely. Okay, Spirit, highest self. Okay, what else do we need to know with this? Okay, I hear that. Am I still down there? I am. I feel like I need the card right under my fingers, surfacing. Okay. All right. So with that surfacing card, you know, these are very similar fractals because we have the center and then the bubbling up around the outside. That surfacing card says more is coming to the surface, more below that you haven't yet seen. And a lot of the time it's talking about your own gifts, your abilities, talents, and this could even be skill building. Like you go back to school and you start to learn whatever to go out here. And oftentimes it's not actually school. For a lot of people, it's classes, courses, learning, teaching, learning, that sort of thing. But there's more coming to the surface. I feel like you haven't yet seen the fullness of who you are. And there's something in this energy that I feel I need to say this. So it's going to resonate with someone out there, I know. But this really is truly about you coming into an understanding and feeling of your greatness, of your soul's greatness. And I can't explain it any better than that. But you will know it. You know what I'm talking about. And we have the Starseed card. And, you know, it's funny. This card didn't used to come out as often as it has, I would say, over the last few years. And the Starseed card is about feeling like you don't quite fit in, that you don't quite belong somehow. And it's usually the feeling like, I am not from here. I don't belong here. I want to go home. I want to go back to where I actually do belong, where my energy resonates. Because, you know, a lot of the times you just don't think like everybody else or like the mainstream. You don't fit into how society works or how society does its thing, or even just not fitting in with your family. You're the black sheep. You're the odd one out. And with that card comes first of all, the assurance that this is exactly what your highest self, your soul, wanted when it came in and chose to be you. Because we didn't need any more vanilla. We needed whatever crazy rainbow color you come in. That's what our world needs, is you in your own unique way. Because there's points of views, understanding, knowledge, wisdom, being in this whole outside of the box. And it's not about you trying to get into the box and fitting in there. This is more, starseeds are more about saying, hey, you guys trapped in the box, come on, look out here. This is awesome out here. Like, welcome to your freedom. That's what comes with Starseed. So it's not about becoming or being like anyone else. It's about you being you in your own amazing, unique way. Truth sayers, truth seers, Yeah, that's who you guys are. Now, I want to see, okay, Spirit. So what are the changes then that are coming up? Is this more of understanding your soul's gifts and how you use them and utilize them in this world to create change for others, and changing for things to change in a way where you really feel like, I have my foundation, I have my piece of real estate in this realm, a place where I belong. Let's see here. Okay, Spirit, higher self. What more does group 3 need to know? It's right in here, because as I move my hand, there it is. That little guy right in there. And we have manifestation, okay, which totally does make sense, because that is a part of our greatness as incarnated souls, is our ability to create. And I want this one right here. And we have deep healing. Okay, that's beautiful. All right, so I'm going to move that over like that. So I am going to pull some tarot cards. However, I just want to pull a couple of these terms. I want 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll just leave that here. And we've got, okay, we've got the Scorpio charm. Blah, blah. And I just want to say, reading group 1 also had Scorpio in a different way come up. So if you are drawn to group reading number 1, I'm going to say you guys should watch that, because I have a feeling there is important, these two are sister readings. They truly are, and you'll understand when you watch it after this one. So that Scorpio energy is coming up again, and that's oh, look at this. I didn't even realize this fell out all by itself, and it's the letter H. So that can represent somebody's initial, name of places, name of things or events. It will be personal and relative to each of you. So with that Scorpio energy coming out, that is going beneath the surface. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto's Hades, which is about the underworld. So this is really, it's not about things coming up to the surface. This is you going below the surface and digging deep. Usually there's a breaking down of things in our world so that it can be rebuilt in a way that's more empowering and just more suited to who and what we really are. And that Scorpio energy perfectly mirrors the shifting card that we pulled it onto, okay? So I pulled way more. Now, this one is interesting because this is our blank slate, and it means like, this is honestly like the ultimate of manifestation, meaning it's up to you. What you choose, what you want is what it is. It's you can think of it as the energy is sitting in the cosmos before it takes form in the physical world. And that so suits this manifestation card, because I really strongly need to suggest that if you are not studying how manifestation actually works, how you are manifesting your world through your subconscious, which is the go-between between the physical world and spiritual world, then I'm going to strongly suggest that you guys do that. And because there is something big, big, big coming up here that you guys are directly have a hand in creating, making, doing, being. Now we've got the leaf, and I love that we have that, because it's almost like this springtime energy. So where, if you've been feeling like you haven't quite blossomed out into the world yet, that leaf is like what feeds the tree. It feeds it through photosynthesis. And this is like this blossoming and opening and like feeding your heart and soul with things out in the physical world that truly fulfill you and make you happy. And it's coming into an alignment here with you being you and going after the things that you truly, sincerely wish and want in your life. And the hanger is about hanging up the old clothes and putting them in a closet. And it's not about just stuffing away old issues, but it is saying, here is what I was in the past, what I tried to do, what I tried to be. That's all lovely. It does not define who I am today, right now. And you take it and hang it up in a closet, all organized back here, and you keep it for remembering and reviewing when you need to, but that it isn't like just a bunch of mess out here in your life that you're trying to traverse over. So there's a reorganization, if you want to put it that way, going on here mentally, in a very clarifying sort of way. And then we have the mask, and that means this is a letting down, a removal of the mask. You going, you know what? I am wildly, crazily, lovingly, happily me. I don't need this mask anymore. And really allowing yourself to be you. But a big part with this is that as you are really stepping into your own, there's an energy of empowerment that comes with that. And what happens is somebody sees you. I mean, I just want you to think, when you come across people, whether they're on social media or in real life, who are quirky and different, and they're just being them, not to impress you. They're just like, hey man, this is who I am. And this is what I am. And there's something so attractive to that. And that kind of energy is where things are shifting with you. You are that energy, that attractive, beautiful light. And it gives permission for other people to take off their own masks, come out of that big square box and stand in the free space going, woo, wow, holy cannoli. Ooh, there's a lot of reading, or a lot of energy in your reading. I'm kind of blown away. Okay, so let's get out our tarot cards. Wait, you know what? Before we do that, why don't we pull out our little bag of quotes? And while I'm pulling it out, why don't you go down and sprinkle some love on your like button for me, okay? And while you're at it, subscribe if you aren't subscribed. Okay. I'm just going to stick it here. If it's true that there are as many minds as there are heads, then there are as many kinds of love as there are hearts. I love that. That's so beautiful. Because I feel like, they're talking about your own unique way of love, your own unique heart. The unique, that if we had one word to describe you guys in group 3, you starseeds, unique. And you can be and will be loved uniquely for who you really truly are. Wow. Okay, let's get out these tarot cards. Okay, just give them a quick little shuffle here. Okay, higher self. What more does group 3 need to know? What more does group 3 need to know? And we have, oh my goodness, awesome. I'm excited. Okay, 9 of shells, and yeah, it's in here somewhere. I'm going to go to this one. My belly's growling. Oh my goodness, lovely. And the Traveler. Okay, I'm going to say this again. Honest to goodness, you guys, when you see just how close this is to Group 1's reading, I really want to encourage you to see that. That's going to give you all the messages you truly need with this reading. Now, we have the Traveler, and that is akin to the Fool card. Actually, I'll just bring it up here for you guys. And this is all about a new start, a new beginning, new paths, new. But there's also there's a confidence that comes with this, that you're like, yep, I have no idea what's on this path ahead of me, but this is where I'm going. This is how I'm traveling. I'm going to do it. And it's okay. And we have the 9 of Shells. And it says right on here, fulfillment. And I feel like this so goes along with your manifestation card, because this is talking about truly full abundance coming to you. And it's like a fulfillment, not just in the physical, like, oh, I have the financial security that I need. But this is like emotional security and, of your heart and soul. And I feel like also in your connection with spirit, in you being you, there's quite a fulfillment. And I have to say, with that penguin showing up here, that also talks about the loyalty of other people, because penguins are very loyal as far as that goes. And I feel like there's a settling down of your energy in a good way. So you're not just wandering off and just losing yourself. This is wandering off onto this really beautiful path that takes you to this place of fulfillment, that you guys are manifesting the things that you truly want in your heart and soul. Like, holy smokes, this is so amazing. I hope you loved your reading. And as always, I love you. I cannot wait to see you again next week. And I'm so excited for you guys. Get on the manifesting thing and go watch Group Number 1. I love you. Mwah. I'll see you next week. Take care.